Resident mockery, give us an hour for magic. We of the purple glove, we of the starling flight and velvet hour, we of Arabic pleasures breed, we of sundom in the night. Give us a creed to believe, a night of lust. Give us trust in the night. Give of color 100 hues, a rich mandala for me and you. And for your silky pillowed house, a head, wisdom, and a bed. Troubled decree, resolute mockery has claimed thee. We used to believe in the good old days. We still receive in little ways the things of kindness and unsporting brow forget and allow.
The rush of activity that had seen the Doors produce 2 albums in a single year rolled into 1968. The band continued to tour, playing a handful of domestic shows to promote Strange Days, while working at TTG Studios on material for a new album. Sessions had begun in December, and by March a single release was ready. Where People Are Strange had reacted to the Summer of Love with a sense of isolation, The Unknown Soldier was the first Doors track to acknowledge the growing anti-establishment concerns of the counterculture. In the first months of 1968, the Vietnam War was spiraling out of control. Not only had the US forces been thrown by the surprise attacks of the Tet Offensive, leading to an escalation of the violence, but the shocking execution of Viet Cong agent Nguyen Van Lem in February, captured by American photographer Eddie Adams, would galvanize the anti-war movement. The Unknown Soldier, the Doors' first protest song, was a brave release and one which would be immediately censored by popular radio.
Even though a lot of people have the image of the mid to late 60s, rock musicians and folk rock musicians were becoming very overt in their protest and social commentary, that happened less often than people would think. And this was a statement that it was pretty hard to miss the message that it was very anti-war. And it was a chilling reflection of the real human consequences of war in general, and probably by extension, by implication, the Vietnam War specifically. When you heard it, it was almost like, to me, this is what it feels like to have your life robbed from you for really no good reason.
It's relevant to the time, and I think it still holds up now, because it's not referring to Vietnam in particular. And there were protest songs, I think 2 of the more poignant ones, which were top 10 hits, were Galveston and Ruby, Don't Bring Your Love to Town. They both made an allusion to a war in Asia, but they both were protesting the effects on the personal lives. It had nothing to do with why are we in Vietnam or why are we in this war. It's just this is how it's affecting these particular individuals. And The Unknown Soldier, true to the Doors, they're saying, okay, this is universal, The Unknown Soldier, but how is it affecting you?
The fact that they chose that as a single, I think that might have been a very deliberate choice. Like, yeah, we have Hello, I Love You from this album, which is going to be a #1 hit, and it's relatively innocuous. We also have this. We know it's not going to be a top 10 single. We know that a lot of stations aren't going to play this, but we're going to get it out there because some people will play it.
And live, the band brought a new dimension to the track. Their training in filmmaking finally coming to the fore, Morrison and Manzarek produced and directed a promo film to accompany the song, and they premiered this at the end of March during their seminal gigs at the Fillmore East in New York.
It was intended from the first that film should somehow play a part in what it was that they were going to be doing, you know, as far as rock goes. You can't imagine the impact that that had at the Fillmore East, seeing that for the first time. People just did not know quite what to make of it. They were gobsmacked, as you Brits like to put it. It was extraordinary. It was just extraordinary. I forget what the song they played before it was, but they just all put down their instruments and they filed off stage very neatly, and then this came up on the light show screen, and nobody had ever seen anything like it.
All hail the American night.
What was that? I don't know. Sounds like guns. Wait until the war is over and we're both a little older. The unknown soldier. Breakfast where the news is read, television, children fed, unborn living, living dead. Bullet strikes the helmet's head, and it's all over for the unknown soldier. It's all over for the unknown soldier. Make a grave for the unknown soldier, nestled in your hollow shoulder. The unknown soldier.